Welcome to another episode of What the X Jobins. This is WTX episode 18. Believe it or not, I can't believe we're already at episode 18. Can't wait for episode 20 to come in. That'll be a big milestone. I appreciate everyone that's liked and subscribed. Let's get to 140 hopefully by the end of next week. That would be awesome. But I'm just grateful for everybody that's tuning in, Jobins. Thank you so much. Let's just get right to it. So the first tweet is from Mark Hamill at Mark Hamill. I usually don't really like what Mark Hamill has to say, but in this case, I think the whole world is mourning right now because he said hashtag rest in peace, dad, with the broken heart emoji. And it's a picture of James Earl Jones, 1931 to 2024, 93 years of life. What an amazing life he had, too. Starring in such films as Stanley Kubrick's Dr. Strangelove from 1964, The Lion King as Mufasa, 1994. Number 3 here, Best of the Best in 1989, where he was the coach for a Taekwondo team that had Eric Roberts as one of the main characters. A great martial arts film, Best of the Best, 1989. Should check it out, Jobins. Anyone that's into the MMA scene, it's one of those great MMA movies. Before, MMA was really even a thing, I would say. And then Conan the Barbarian from 1982. Such a masculine movie, such a badass movie with Arnold, And he played Thulsa Doom, which was the villain of the film. Did a great job. And, it's a real shame. It's sad. And we lost another legend today, a powerful voice. So shout out James Earl Jones. You will be missed. And we're going to go further into the whole Star Wars thing because Star Wars has have its own little civil war with the fandom, which has been crazy. And Star Wars Theory, he's a really popular YouTuber. He has about a little bit over 3.33 million subscribers on YouTube. So he's one of the big voices for Star Wars, no doubt. And he is currently going through a lot. Him, Nerdrotic, another YouTuber that talks about movie reviews and things of that nature. The Critical Drinker also does a lot of that. These guys are in a case where someone's trying to get them demonetized by going to YouTube higher-ups and trying to get that taken care of. But Star Wars Theory at Real SW Theory, he had this to say: trying to deplatform anyone over not liking a form of media, in this case the Acolyte, is the most vile, disgusting act there is. To coordinate an attack like this, taking the innocent and creative life's work of someone and slander them to YouTube, calling for demonetization so that they cannot pay for their life, their family's life they care for, their team's life, and their team's families, through a coordinated movement in bad faith, is unbelievably evil. I've fell silent for years. Today I speak. And if you come back with more, I have reserves that will devastate all of you. God will handle it from here. Clearly, he has been really upset by what's happened here. Understandably so. I mean, when someone's trying to get you demonetized like that, when you have 3 million followers and you're able to fund projects. I know he did like a fan-made film that was like $1 million budget that he was able to get taken care of because of his YouTube. That's really awesome. That's like a dream coming true. And it's just a shame that other people are so upset with his opinion and his thought out opinion with reasons behind it. It's not just like, that's dumb. No, he was talking about the storytelling, the plot devices, the way that, and when I say plot devices, it's like this character does something really stupid just to further the plot, just so that it can still move forward. That's not good writing. That's lazy writing. And there's a lot of lazy writing going on in Disney recently. But he specifically, who he's talking about too when he says he has reserves, are a YouTube couple that go under Star Wars Explained as their YouTube channel. Another big Star Wars channel is Alex and Molly Damon. And it's funny enough because Molly does all the talking. Alex doesn't even have his own X, so he doesn't tweet or anything. But Molly, she's on X all the time, tweeting and tweeting. Hashtag LadyBoss. And we're going to continue because I want you guys to get a sense of who Molly is. Molly Damon, at Molly Damon. And she's a supposed Star Wars fan. So I just want you guys to hear this out. Thank you for all the love and support over the past few days. It really means a lot. And she's talking about the whole campaign, trying to get these YouTubers demonetized. I never started any sort of campaign. I just agreed with and shared 2 images that were created and shared first by another podcast who I guess want to remain anonymous in all this. Love y'all. Can you imagine if the roles were reversed and you, like, say it was an actual racist person who, was sharing racist imagery? Because I know it's different. I know it's a different scenario still. But imagine if they used that excuse. I just agreed with and shared 2 images. That doesn't mean that's me. Take some freaking accountability. Just say you agree and you want them demonetized instead of saying, "Oh, it wasn't my idea." That's honestly, you get zero respect for that. Thank you for all the love and support. It really means I never started any sort of campaign. I just agreed with it. Then people have a right to be upset with you then if you're going to agree on a campaign. I didn't start the genocide. I just agreed with it. That makes you a bad person still. Anyways, let's move forward. Anyway, that's funny that her tweet starts that way. Anyway, I had a great workout today. The weather is finally cooling off and the pumpkin spice is flowing. Nothing can ruin my fall vibes. That was today, guys. Nothing can ruin her fall vibes. Not even James Earl Jones dying. And she's a Star Wars fan. A Star Wars fan who doesn't even realize that a huge character in Star Wars, I shouldn't say character, he's a real person, but he voiced a famous character, Darth Vader, is no longer with us. Couldn't even, take the time just to have a rest in peace message or anything for someone that's a huge part of the lore. I digress. Their YouTube channel also has its own X page, right? Star Wars Explained, best at Dragon Con ever. #Biggs Lives. And it's so funny because it's a picture of Molly and Alex, her husband. And Alex is dressed as a slave Leia, which isn't too far off from who he probably is in real life, which is probably a slave to Molly. He says, "What are you going to type today, dear?" And, "Okay, dear, that sounds good." Again, I've never met these 2 people, but with the actions that I've seen play out over the internet, and the internet's a crazy place, I could be totally wrong. Maybe if you guys know anything more than I do about this matter, and you would want to inform me about this, maybe change my mind and maybe make me see differently. I don't know how you would, but I'm always open-minded. And if you were to share something that I don't agree with, I'm not going to go out of my way to demonetize you or cancel you. So that alone should make it an open space here, which we don't have enough open spaces, it feels like. Even though we preach equity and inclusion, if you don't say the things we want you to say, we'll cancel you. That's a great message, Disney. Good job. And so that was just a little fun tweet because I wanted to show you that picture of him and just kind of laugh at those 2 chuckleheads. And we're going to continue with another tweet from Molly. I think media outlets need to specify the difference between fans. I agree, because I don't think you're a fan. You didn't even acknowledge James Earl Jones. Again, I think that's freaking ridiculous. Your YouTube channel is Star Wars Explained. Explain to me how you don't even have the time to post that, but yet you're going to talk about pumpkin spice and fall vibes? Get the fuck out of here. But what was I? Oh my gosh, I think media outlets need to specify the difference between fans and people who make money on the internet by driving hate and anger, because nothing will change that behavior as long as they are making that paper. So, if nothing can change behavior except for taking money away from people, then maybe we should demonetize you, Molly. Maybe you and Alex should be demonetized. Maybe Star Wars Explained should be demonetized. That way you guys stop with your shitty behavior of trying to cancel other YouTubers. What the hell? Why are we policing each other? Why are we big brothering each other like this, trying to report? That's crazy. Shouldn't we be out here trying to everybody love everybody and hoping everyone grows? You think that the whole Star Wars community would benefit from a lot of Star Wars content creators out there pushing the love for Star Wars. But again, is this really is this a civil war between Star Wars fans or a civil war between Star Wars and Disney Star Wars? And yeah, George Lucas sold that baby, but that wasn't his baby to sell, because that was every Star Wars fan's baby. And now we have a real civil war playing out against the Disney Star Wars versus real Star Wars fans. And there's the big difference is that Star Wars fans, real ones, can think critically and also analyze plot devices, just how the story plays out, the character development, the suspension of disbelief, other literary devices. But it's just like the Disney Star Wars fans, it's like, oh, you didn't like that? It's probably because you're racist, right? Because there was a black woman in it, you're racist. It's like, you're the one that's pointing out these people's diversity. I couldn't give a damn what race that alien is. You know what I'm saying? I'm out here to see good acting, good performances, and I think it's a little unfair on the performers' part, the actors and actresses, even though they have been kind of like just in their own heads and not like seeing where the fans are coming from, which is crazy to me. It's not their fault. It's bad writing. At the end of the day, the majority of all of this falls on bad writing. And Leslie Headland trying to create her own thing and push her own agenda. It's just terrible. But you're not a racist or a bigot if you don't like Disney Star Wars. You're just someone who misses the old Star Wars because it had decent, writing. It had a hero's journey, and it wasn't all about some message about diversity. And not that even a message about diversity is great, but write a good message that fans can enjoy. Not, this needs to happen, so this happens. And it's like, well, why would a character do that? That's a stupid decision made by a character just so you could further a plot. Nothing to do with the character's race or the character's sexuality. I could care less. They could be trans all day, and as long as they're making decisions that make sense, then I'm always for it. But there's a lot of stupid decisions being made by the characters in these shows for the simple fact of just pushing the narrative to continue it going. Oh, we need to push 8 episodes of this, so let's have them do a whole bunch of running around and just not making any, not logically thinking, because that's how real people act. Come on, Disney. And then to say like, bottom line, don't give them views, clicks, or any of your valuable time if you don't agree with them. Don't hate watch. You're literally giving them money and encouraging this behavior anytime you share a screenshot to dogpile. They're making bank either way. Don't hate watch. I don't guarantee because I don't have the analytics in front of me, but I have a really good sense that most of the views were hate watch. And I hate watched about 6 episodes before I lost my mind and I said, I can't do this anymore. Ask anyone that's at this house, and they would tell you, I tried. And I thank Nerdrotic, I thank Critical Drinker and Star Wars Theory for going over these shows, because I sure as hell couldn't finish this season. And that's not because I'm racist or I'm bigoted. It's because it was a bad story. Oh, man. Star Wars. I miss Star Wars. Disney Star Wars is here to stay, guys. And old Star Wars is dead. And thank God James Earl Jones didn't have his whole legacy tied to Star Wars, because he has such a huge body of work, such a talented performer, that he was able to do other projects, unlike Mark Hamill. So if anyone, we should feel really bad for Mark Hamill, because he is stuck with Disney Star Wars, because I'm not going to call it just Star Wars. It's Disney Star Wars. I will never call it Star Wars again, because Star Wars died. Disney Star Wars is here to stay, and Mark Hamill, have fun on Disney Star Wars. The Critical Drinker, he said, and these are real fans of Star Wars who actually give a shit. The Critical Drinker said, a voice like no other and a true legend in the movie business. Rest in peace, James Earl Jones. I like the Critical Drinker. I think he has really good reviews, and I don't think he's racist or anything like that. I think he just sees it for what it is, and it's lazy storytelling / bad storytelling, and then you're just throwing in diversity and an inclusivity to try to fit the agenda that the corporate workspace. It's corporate. It's not even, it has no soul. It's corporate DEI bullshit that Disney is trying to push. And what better way than to it's like they're paying reparations, so they had to get Harvey Weinstein's assistant to be the head, the showrunner. The showrunner for the show is Harvey Weinstein's assistant, personal assistant, who probably has seen some of the craziest shit ever, and it bleeds through in the TV show. It's bad. They should have. It's the power dynamics. Disney's evil. I will always say this. Disney's evil. And I have shares in Disney, and I hope they go to zero, because that'd be the best money I ever lost in my investment, because Disney's evil. And Nerdrotic had this to say, rest in peace, legend. And he has him as Thulsa Doom. That wig is legendary. I would love to get Schmitty a wig like that. Conan the Barbarian, what a great movie. What a great villain. And to end this episode that was real Star Wars heavy, and I appreciate all the Jobins that stuck through till the end. I know it might be too much Star Wars, but I'm a huge Star Wars fan. Or was. I am a Star Wars fan. I'm not a Disney Star Wars fan, because Disney Star Wars is different and it has no soul. Bill Maher has this to say, there are a lot of people these days who I call liberals in theory. In theory, they hate bullying, but they are the bullies. Think about that, guys. Everybody love everybody. Respect everyone's beliefs. Respect everyone's backgrounds. Respect everyone's lifestyles. To a degree, obviously, nothing that causes any danger upon anyone else. But, everybody love everybody. And let's not cancel or try to demonetize people because they have different opinions. That's what it comes down to. They're trying to sue Star Wars Theory and these other content creators because of opinions they have. They're allowed to have opinions because they're fans. Aren't we as fans entitled to opinions, Disney? God forbid your wife dies at a Disney theme park. They're going to get you on the terms and conditions. You'll have to follow that up in arbitration. Bottom line, Jobins, Disney's evil. And everybody love everybody. Rest in peace, James Earl Jones. May the Force be with you. And may the Force be with us, as some of the darkest days in Star Wars, Disney Star Wars, are yet to come. Have a good night, Jobins.